Hi warriors, and welcome back to another video. It's super nice and sunny out, and I have to go to work, and at work I don't even have any windows. Everyone please feel sorry for me because I feel sorry for myself. I finished all of the books that I have in England, so guess what? I just went to my nearest bookshop and bought this beauty for 50 pence. Hi warriors, and welcome back to another video. I got a few questions coming in via Patreon, and I thought I would answer one of them because it's a recurrent one, and it is: did you ever feel guilty during your recovery, not just for eating food, but for potentially enjoying or not enjoying it? If so, how did you deal with this? She also mentioned that she eats really weird food combinations at the moment, rather than stuff that she knows she likes, because anorexia makes her think that she doesn't deserve anything else, like she doesn't deserve to eat normally and to gain weight. So I think that's a very, very good question, and I've gotten similar questions phrased slightly differently, so I thought I'd address it in this video. Anyway, the first point that I want to draw attention to is the fact that feeling guilty is a symptom of a bigger root cause. You don't just naturally feel guilty for eating because your body needs food to survive. It's natural to feel pleasure from eating rather than guilt. So there's a root cause underlying this guilt, namely seeing food as black and white, good and bad. This dichotomy is not natural, and it's something that your eating disorder has established and something that needs to be challenged. This good and bad probably is rooted also in certain food rules that you might have, such as allowing yourself only 1 bar of chocolate a day, or not allowing yourself to eat past 7 in the evening, or any other arbitrary rules that you stick to religiously. In my recovery, personally, I felt really guilty after eating anything really, but especially unhealthy foods or meals that I didn't really enjoy. So sometimes if we'd go out for a meal at a restaurant, for example, and my meal was a bit disappointing, I would feel much more guilty about it than if I actually enjoyed the meal, because my thinking process probably went along the lines of, well, if you didn't enjoy it, what was the point of it? Why did you have it? You could have left this room in your stomach for something else that would have been nicer. Also, in terms of unhealthy foods, I would think, why would you have these when you can have something that's nutritionally much better for your body? But both of these thought patterns so defeat the point, because in recovery, and even when not in recovery, food is just food. Food is fuel. You need food, especially when your body's repairing itself. There's no such thing as good or bad, and any food will provide your body with that energy it needs to make the repairs that are so long overdue. And reminding yourself of that even can help and really go a long way to reducing some of that guilt. Another way to reduce some of the guilt is to break down the bad ideas you have about food and then replace them with more positive ones. So see food as fuel and make it fun. So challenge your fears, try out some new things in the kitchen, try new foods that you might not have had before, and rediscover what you like and don't like eating. And then once you find these things that you like, incorporate them more frequently because you are allowed to enjoy your food. Also, make food social. Food is not just food, as I just said. Food is so much more. Go out for a meal with your family, go out for drinks with friends, or buy a spontaneous ice cream out in the sun. These things are as much part of the whole process of eating and feeding yourself as the actual food itself, and they can make food so much better because they take the focus off of food, just as nourishment, and put the focus on all the positive associations that you can have with food as well. And as I said, before you are able to make these new associations, it's important to break down the old associations that you have. So having had an eating disorder, it's quite normal that you see food as a bad thing because your relationship with food has been really messed up. And that's fine. That's the illness, but the illness does not have to define your relationship with food after your recovery or for the rest of your life. So for this, it's really important to not only challenge your fears and experiment, but to really tackle the thought process that is associated with eating and after eating. So for example, if you feel really guilty after having a slice of pie, then ask yourself why you're feeling guilty. You might be telling yourself that if you eat a slice of pie, you're immediately going to gain loads of weight, or fat is going to accumulate around your thighs, or something along those lines, and ask yourself, is it really likely that a slice of pie is going to do that? And even if I eat the whole damn cake right now, how likely is it that that will happen? Because logically, it's not possible that suddenly you'll gain 10 kilos and that your thighs will be twice the size. It's just not possible. So challenge your thoughts, accept your thoughts, look at your thoughts, and challenge them. And realize that more often than not, they're not logical. And then use your logical brain to replace these thoughts with something that does make sense. You will realize that honestly, there's nothing to fear, and hence, nothing to feel guilty about. The last point I want to make is that your self-esteem or your feelings of self-worth are separate from what you eat and how you feel about eating. So understand that you are worth recovering. You are worth gaining weight. You are worth enjoying your food. Tell yourself that. Give yourself positive affirmations. And then challenge the thoughts and eat. Give your body what it needs and what it's asking for. In this way, you can use your feelings of self-worth and self-esteem to fuel your recovery. And your recovery will in turn fuel more positive feelings of self-esteem because your mindset will change as you gain weight. And I've repeated that so many times, but whereas you might be scared to eat right now or feel guilty after you eat certain foods right now, that will change. And it's worth jumping in the deep end and finding that out for yourself. Lastly, once again, remember that food is just food. It won't and it shouldn't consume your life any longer, not like it did during your disorder. There's so much more to life, and food is just one aspect that really is a non-priority. Yes, you need to eat. You need to eat for your recovery, but eat and then move on with your life. Socialize, go to events, read a good book, distract yourself in other ways, and find your hobbies, your passions, and the things that make your life worth living. This is so important because once you have a purpose in life and once you know what you enjoy and plan things that you enjoy. You have things to look forward to, and when you have things to look forward to, you know why you're eating, you know why you're recovering, and you know why it's important to get that food freedom and that freedom from your eating disorder. Anyway, I think that just about answers the question. But if you have any other tips or any of your own stories that you'd like to share, then do let me know. I read every single comment I get. And yeah, thanks for watching and see you next week. Oh, and by the way, next week, I probably will not be in this room anymore. While I'm recording this, I only have one more week left in Manchester, and by the time this video is up, I'll probably have moved out already. Exciting stuff ahead, but I'll keep you posted. Hey, that's for man. I think my needs.